Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to do this very simple 4-point haircut on yourself at home. And I do know that we've all seen those disastrous haircuts that people do on themselves at home, and they are left with crazy blunt lines or really uneven lines. So this haircut is the complete opposite of that. So this haircut is for removing split ends and damaged ends without removing much of the length. And more importantly, it will give you a soft, easy haircut with no blunt lines. So I'm just going to take you step by step in this super easy to follow, like 10-minute haircut. You will be left with trim, super healthy looking hair. So for more helpful videos and tips like this, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also follow me on all my other social media. I always leave that linked below as well. And to follow me and all the fun stuff that happens at the salon, follow me on Instagram at SylviaXReese. Alright guys, so let's just jump into it. So the cut we're doing today is a 4-point cut, which means that you bring it to 4 different points, chop, and your haircut is done. This isn't like one of those Instagram videos where you pull all your hair in one direction, chop, and then when you let it down, it's completely choppy and just really blunt and basically not something you can wear out. So the point of this video isn't necessarily to replace a hairdresser's haircut, but this is definitely a great way to keep up, to maintain your haircut, and to keep the hair healthy. Any good hairdresser would rather you have your hair trimmed in between in order to have healthy hair, rather than wait 6 or 8 months without cutting your hair. Also, the haircut that I'm showing you today is just taking off such minimal length that it is nearly impossible to mess up your haircut. Meaning that you're not gonna have like one side where it's like a lot shorter, or you're gonna have like these blunt lines. The whole point of this haircut is that basically with no experience, you can do this. My first haircutting video ever was basically this haircut. I just had shorter hair, so I figured I would do an updated video with longer hair just to show you how maybe slightly different it is on longer hair. And also I feel that I could probably better explain it now that I've been doing YouTube for a few more years. So this haircut is not for, say, someone that has long hair and then wants to have a lob, or someone that has long hair but wants to add a ton of layers. That's not what this haircut is for. This haircut is to give you healthy looking hair, removing some of those dead ends and giving you something really soft that's completely foolproof. All cuts basically are done based on the symmetry of your head shape and your face shape. I often get told by clients, like, I was part on this side, can you part it that way for the haircut so that it lays like that? And if someone assures me that they are always going to part their hair here and they want their layers to line up, then I might cut the hair that way, but it's always safer to cut the hair while it is parted down the center, because that's going to just give you the most even results. Because if you think about it, splitting it down the middle, you're getting this kind of like 180 on each side of the head, and that's what you want to work off of. So to keep this video simple, that's what we're going to be doing today. Having one of these tail combs, it definitely helps for parting the hair. And one tip I really want to give is, if you're doing this at home, I would definitely recommend doing it on dry hair. Wet hair, it's a lot harder to see what you're doing and what you're working with. When the hair is dry, you're already seeing how the hair lays, so any wrong snip and you're going to see it. So I'm going to show you how to kind of texture into it so that you can soften up that line. Okay. So first thing you want to do is brush out the hair so that you can work through it evenly and mess-free. So in any haircut, even at the salon, the way we always start is by cutting the perimeter. And the perimeter means like when you push the hair back, and do you see a straight line? Do you see a U? For this, we are just going to keep it straight. And obviously, since I can't work in the back of my back, we bring everything forward. But if we keep the lines neat, straight down the back, and on each side, it'll match up in the back. So like I said, I want to keep it pretty straight. I just want to even that out just a little bit more. So the best way to do so is to just come down, grab that, and the way the hair is falling, grabbing it, like you don't want to like grab it at an angle, because once you let that go, it's going to have a slope. So you want to grab the hair just as it's falling. Always having good tension between your fingers to ensure that that hair stays put. Then you can bring that up, and as you can see, especially against this dark background, you can see all that damage. And this is where you decide how much you want to cut off. You want to take off half an inch, maybe even an inch, just for the sake of removing these unhealthy bits. You probably do well with an inch off, but today we're just going to do about a 1/4 inch. So you just start snipping, and right away you start seeing that the ends already look so much healthier. Then I'm going to cut a little bit straighter. And again, when in doubt, let the hair drop and take a look at it, because staring straight into this, you might make it so completely straight and then you drop it and it's not. So it's better to drop it, pick it up as many times as you absolutely need to in order to get a clean line. Now that looks pretty straight. Even if you're like, I could do a little bit more, I would always suggest working on the other side first and then matching them and kind of going back and forth rather than obsessing over an area and then you've taken off way too much, because you can always take out more. So, okay, so doing the same thing on this side. And when checking both sides, always remember to look straight ahead, because I can easily go like this and be like, oh, this side's shorter, I need to cut this side more. And then when I look straight, I'm like, oh crap, actually they were pretty even. So once I feel that those two are pretty even, we are good to move on to the next step. And this is if you already do have some layering. So finding the back of your ear, you're just going to come up and part there. So I'm just going to grab that section and clip. Same thing here, find the back of the ear. So now, because this is slightly shorter layers than the rest of my hair, we are going to treat it in a separate section, just because obviously this hair didn't reach the end, so none of this hair got cut. So again, I'm not adding new layers, I'm not adding a ton of like disconnection from this layer to this one, unless this is already doing so. But as you can see, it's only about 2 inches shorter, so this is still considered long layers, so we are going to keep it that way. And in cutting, it's all about angles, so the neater your partings, the neater your angles are. So meaning if I'm angling this way on this side, I want to angle the same way. So the cleaner your angles and your parts, the cleaner the haircut is going to be. So I'm just going to bring that forward. So as you can see, I'm kind of just following the slope of the nose. And so if you see that slope there, I want to keep that same slope. Like I don't want to just cut straight into it and completely change the shape, but I do want to get rid of all of that unhealthiness. So starting off pretty straight, just chopping all that damage off. So as you can see, that already looks so much cleaner. So now I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit of texturing just to kind of soften up that line, just in case I've left too harsh of a line or too blunt of a line. All right, so as you can see, starts to look so much cleaner. And as I bring it down, you can just see just how softly it blends. And that's what we want. We just don't want to see a straight across line. So now doing the same thing with the other side. Okay, and now just to take that hair to an extra healthy level, I always like to do a dusting when I cut my own hair. So this is the best way to get rid of split ends and just damage kind of bits of the hair without losing length. So again, this is something that anyone can do at home, and you don't need a lot of hair skills, and it's not... So all we're going to be doing is grabbing a section of hair, folding it over your finger, and whatever hair sticks out, that needs to get chopped because that is damaged hair. If it wasn't broken off or damaged at that area, it would be long to the ends with the rest, and it would be staying between my two fingers. So again, you roll down a little bit, bring it down further, And as you can see, it right away leaves the hair with more shine. Oftentimes people say, I want like shiny blonde. Give me a color that's gonna make my hair shiny. And oftentimes the color is actually correct. It's really just the hair's texture is off, or there's just so much damage there. In order for there to be shine, there needs to be a flat surface so light can bounce off of it. Imagine life bouncing off a clean window versus, say, carpet. Carpet's not going to be shiny, there's not going to be any light bouncing off because it's so textured. But a clean window is just going to be smooth, so whatever light bounces off of that is just going to give off like a high beam of shine. So by removing all those little bits and ends that stick out or go in crazy different directions, we're getting rid of that so that all the hair is just kind of laying in one smooth, straight direction, and that's going to create that beautiful like platform for light to bounce off of. And don't be afraid to do it to the back of your hair as well. Oftentimes the crown or this back area here is definitely an area where a lot of people tend to have a lot of breakage. And then of course doing the same thing to the other side. As you can see too, when I started cutting my hair was so tangled, and my hair just by nature does tangle a lot. But the more unhealthy your hair is and the more dry damage ends you have, the more they kind of almost interlock with each other and create even worse tangles towards the end of the hair. And as you can see now, I can easily just brush through. Alright guys, so there you have it. A very easy at-home 4-point haircut that will get rid of split ends and just leave your hair looking soft, smooth, and extremely healthy. I'm so tempted to curl it and style it, but really just want you guys to see how seamlessly it blends using this technique. Alright guys, so I caved. As a hairdresser, you can't let a good haircut go unstyled, so I absolutely love how my hair feels. It just feels so silky and so healthy. So I hope you found this video helpful. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.